Welcome to Tutorpedia Vision Unlimited. In the first part, we have learned about the ultrastructural components of the cell. We have already learned what a cell is, about its various components like the cell wall and the cell membrane, their differences and everything. Today, let us start with the next part. Let us start with nucleus, which is also known as the brain of the cell and is a very important component of a cell. So let's start with nucleus. Nucleus. The dense spherical living protoplasmic body enclosed within a double-layered membrane and containing hereditary materials or chromosomes is called nucleus. A nucleus is always present in a living cell. In a young cell, it is normally present at the center of the cell, but in a mature cell, it may be pushed in the periphery. Some cells contain more than one nucleus, example, certain algae, fungus, skeletal muscle cell, etc. A nucleus consists of the following parts. Nuclear membrane. A double-layered nuclear membrane surrounds the nucleus and separates the nuclear material from cytoplasm. It consists of two nuclear membranes separated by a fluid-filled space, the perinuclear space, continuous with the lumen of the rough endoplasmic reticulum RER. Nucleoplasm. The space within nucleus is filled with a dense clear mass of protoplasm which is known as nucleoplasm or nuclear sap. It forms the matrix of the nucleus and stores materials for use in cell division. The chromosomes and nucleolus are embedded in the nucleoplasm. Nuclear reticulum. A network of fine thread-like material embedded in the nucleoplasm is known as nuclear reticulum. The threads of the network are called chromatin. During cell division, thread-like easily distinguishable bodies develop from the reticulum which are known as chromosomes. The chromosomes contain the hereditary material DNA. Nucleolus. The dense spherical body inside the nucleoplasm is known as nucleolus. Each nucleus may contain one or more nucleoli. Functions of the nucleus. Nucleus is the control center of the cell. Without nucleus, the cytoplasm and the organelles fail to function normally. The nucleus is the source of information that governs the morphology of the cell. The nucleus contains the hereditary material in the chromosomes. It initiates and regulates cell division. So basically, nucleus acts as the brain of the cell. Next we have a neat ultrastructural diagram of a nucleolus. The dense spherical body inside the nucleoplasm, the nucleolus. Now comes the plastids. The granular cell organelles used by plants for manufacture and storage of food materials are called plastids. Three types of plastids are found: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chloroplast. The green colored plastids containing chlorophyll pigments are called chloroplasts. Functions: chlorophylls are responsible for trapping solar energy and converting it into chemical energy or food material in a process known as photosynthesis. The chloroplast is the cytoplasmic particle in which this takes place. Chromoplast. Chromoplasts are plastids which are colored other than green. Chromoplasts are responsible for bright color of petals of flowers which attracts insects for pollination. Leucoplast. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids without any pigment. Functions: leucoplasts of the cells of the roots and underground stems transform sugar into starch. They are involved in the storage of food materials in the cell. Next come the mitochondria. The specialized cell organelles associated with the release of energy from food materials are known as mitochondria. Mitochondria range in size from 0.2 to 7.0 micron in diameter and in shape from sphere to rod or branching rod. Each mitochondrion is bound on its outer side by a smooth unit of membrane. The inner membrane is variously folded and into several shelves called cristae. The cristae may extend from wall to wall. The ground matter of mitochondria is called matrix. Mitochondria do not possess a constant shape. Mitochondria also contains deoxyribonucleic acid or DNA. The mitochondria are regarded as the powerhouse of the cell because they are the aerobic respiratory centers of the cell. The mitochondria are basically energy converters. The energy stored in the carbohydrates and fats are released during respiration and utilized in various functions of the cell. So mitochondria is basically the powerhouse of the cell. Next comes the Golgi body or the Golgi apparatus. Here we are showing the structure of a mitochondria, a detailed structure. Now comes the Golgi body. The cell organelle occurring near the nucleus and associated with the secretory activity of a cell is known as Golgi body or Golgi apparatus of Golgi complex. It was discovered by Camillo Golgi in 1898. The major components of a Golgi body are cisternae, vesicles and vacuoles. The narrow flat membranous structures are called cisternae. The small membranous spherical structures are known as vesicles and the large membranous spherical bodies as vacuoles. The precise function of Golgi body is not yet fully understood. It is thought to be associated with the secretory activity of the cell. It plays a role in the metabolism of fats. It is also associated with the cell plate formation in plant cells. So friends, here we have today the detailed analysis of nucleus and its various components, the plastids and various types of plastids, the mitochondria and the Golgi apparatus or the Golgi body. Hope this tutorial proves very helpful to you. We will come up with in the next tutorial with other various structures of the cell.